Mr. President, today we bring to the floor, on a bipartisan basis, the annual appropriation bills of the Commerce, Justice, Science Bill, the Subcommittee on Transportation, Housing and Urban Development, and also Agriculture and Food and Drug Administration. I want to thank all the members of the Appropriations Committee for their tremendous work on these bills. First, I'm going to say a special word about my Vice Chairman, Richard Shelby, who has done the hard work and the due diligence of helping move the entire process, but also moving particularly our bill that funds the Commerce Department, Justice Department, and the science programs like our space program. In terms of transportation, we have the able leadership of Senator Murray with her Vice Chairman Senator Collins, and on agriculture, Chairman Mark Pryor, and again, his Vice Chairman Roy Blunt. This process is about moving America forward. This legislation that we are putting before the Senate today puts America's middle-class families first, creating opportunity by creating jobs today, with investments in physical infrastructure. In the transportation housing bill, we're talking about building roads, bridges, repairing them, updating transit lines and rail lines, so we literally and figuratively can keep America on the move. And at the same time, we're also meeting America's compelling human needs by our investment in home ownership, not only though and in housing, and urban and economic development. We also create jobs tomorrow with investments in research and discovery. What we do in these important science agencies is drive innovation, leading to new products and new jobs. And guess what? Science saves lives. If we look at under the Commerce, Justice, Science, we fund the National Ocean and Atmospheric Agency. A lot of words with a lot of alphabet, synonyms and acronyms and so on. But at the end of the day, we fund the Weather Service. What does the Weather Service do? They predict weather. They predict weather in the immediate, like is it going to rain this afternoon? And in the emergency, whether we're going to have a tornado. Our hearts go out. Again, on the other side of the aisle, to the people of Kansas, where they were hit by a double tornado, an unprecedented weather event. They're calling it the twin sisters about what happened in Nebraska. Well, they were the ugly sisters, but they were made less ugly because of the way the Weather Service could help alert the people in this community. And that's what we fund here. We protect the American people by making sure we fight crime and terrorism, by funding federal law enforcement, by making sure that our medicines and medical device are safe, by funding the Food and Drug Administration, and we meet compelling human needs, whether we're talking about affordable housing or affordable food. And while we're doing it, we're also reforming agencies. Sure, they talk about appropriators or spenders, but we have a sense in this committee, both sides of the aisle, and I must say Senator Shelby has helped lead this, that we need to be a more frugal government. We need to get value for our dollar, showing that we need to be able to save money or use money that we're going to spend very wisely. It's been 3 years since we were able to bring in appropriations to the floor. I'm not going to go into all the reasons why. Why doesn't get the job done? What we need to do is return to regular order. So what does that mean? Today we have these 3 bills that are pending. It means that we want to enact all of our appropriations bills by October 1st. We want to keep government operating, not on autopilot, not on shutdown, nor on lavish spending. We have to reduce our federal deficit, but we also have to reduce other deficits, particularly in the area of deficits related to innovation and also the fact that our crime rates are on the rise in many cities, and we need to reduce this. No one, not the American people today, wants to make sure that we do not have a government that they could count on. But they need to count on not only that we're open and doing business, but then when we are smarter about it. Vice Chairman Shelby and I have been working on a bipartisan basis. We've been working on a bicameral basis. That means hands across the aisle, hands across the dome to restore regular order and civility in this process. I look forward to moving this bill, and I would say to my colleagues who are listening, many of you saw a few months ago the way Senator Lamar Alexander, Tom Harkin, Senator Richard Burr, and I moved a bipartisan bill on the Child Care and Development Block Grant. That had not been reauthorized since 1996, but we showed that we could do it. We cleared 18 amendments. We had actually votes on amendments. We had an open process where amendments could be offered, discussed, debated, and at the end of the day, voted on, because we had a process that worked. And senators who worked together, we were able to pass that bill. Senator Shelby and I are providing leadership today to be able to do that. So we ask our colleagues to support us in coming to an agreement on the motion to proceed so that we can move on this bill. We are making progress. These bills have been passed, there are several bills that we've already moved out of the full committee, and we will be moving more. But right now, today, we want to move these 3 bills and do it in a way that we're proud of what we do. We're proud of our process, we're proud of our conduct, and we're proud that we did it with the right way of debate, discussion, and the votes that are required. Mr. President, I yield the floor.